Hey riders, Inside Cycling World, Colin here, coming at you, live from the recording studio. Today, Muckers Thursday Championship Series. We've got a route. We're going to be in Korea, 45 kilometers long. I'm not even going to try to say the name, but it's Challenge Gunsum Semangium. I guess that's how you would probably say it. Just had a quick peek here at the ride count, and the last number I saw was about 87 riders signed up. I'm sure it popped over 100 here in the last couple of minutes. It's going to be a crazy start, I imagine. With the new drafting in place on Rouvy now, we're going to see a lot more powerful starts. You need to get away at the start and form up in your little groups. It's going to really push the racing. Some people aren't really that thrilled with the new drafting, with it being so much stronger now, much more realistic actually. They think people are just going to suck wheels and hang on. And it's like, well, welcome to the real world. That's how it works, right? People hang on all the time onto your wheel. You see it all the time in racing. So let's let this crazy start go off here. We're following someone here. We're doing 8 watts a kilo here right off the start. Look at this. We're almost out 20 seconds of 7 to 8 watts a kilo here. Whoever I'm following. This is Breers. Breers 33. So I was on your name. I think Breers just commented for the first time ever on the YouTube channel on Inside Cycling World. So appreciate that, Breers. Great watching your race here. So let's take a little look. Racing has changed so much now. People are going to be going for rocket starts and getting into groups and holding on in the draft. People say, oh, that's not very realistic. Yeah, well, it depends what kind of racing you're watching, what kind of racing you're involved in. Some races are right off the rip going full gas. So I do remember this course from a couple of years ago. I believe. I think there was 3 routes in Korea, and they were all kind of long, flattish routes. And I think we're back on one of those again. I think I rode this route probably in 2021. Has to have been. And you know what? If I remember correctly, I'm going to look this up later on, and I'll put it in the comments. Inside Cycling World, the home of Team GRC, Jill's Roger Collin. You've seen us on Rouvy before. If you haven't, nice to meet you. So I met Jill's. This is a little bit more of the background, the origin story, right? I met Jill's in a race. Anyways, I saw him in a few races. We must have just been riding at the same time. We're both in Canada. He's on the eastern side. I'm more on the west side. So, hey, do you want to ride together sometime? Yeah, you know what I did? I tracked him down through Strava. That's how I did it. So what I did was, I'm like, who is this guy? I tried to remember his name. Then I went to Strava, and I looked at my flybys for that day. And I looked how the race went down. I'm like, who was that guy that must be the guy I was riding with the whole time. Sent him a message on there and tracked him down through Rouvy, and that's how it all started. So I used Strava to figure out who I was riding with on Rouvy. And anyways, I think it was maybe only about 2 weeks after that, we were looking for a third to ride with. And Jill says, hey, this guy Roger I know. And I'm positive it was one of these courses. I think there's 3 of these longer, 45 to 60 kilometer long courses in Korea. I believe it was Korea. Anyways, that's kind of a little bit of a side story there for you. Let's take a look at the back here, see how many riders we've got. Yep, so we've got 81 riders. So I saw 87, looks like 81 started, but this rider is not currently moving at the moment. We've got a breakdown here, 70-70, I guess is what that would be. And let's get to the front and have a quick peek. I've got another little story to talk about here right away. So we're going to fly up to the front, see what's going on in these groups. So you saw Breers had that awesome start and still just smashing it here. 7 watts per kilo plus. Breers is on a move today. So when we first started there, just going to jump back to the very start of the video, for at least 20 seconds there, Breers is pushing 8 watts a kilo. So obviously no joke of a rider. Legit. Real deal. Looks like he's on the Trek Madone, I believe. That's who he's with here. Stefan Schmidt, Bruno Koss, yeah, saw last week. Grosjean is here. Gil Mattiau, all the people we expect. Rocket Roy's here. Everyone we expect. Mignana Gurr here. You can see in the Gurr jersey. El Roland, Niels Brunham, Quick Nick 8. I've seen Quick Nick before, but not very recently. I just saw Chorus there. So let's load the map up, see what happens here. Hoping my internet holds up today because we got smashed with a bunch of snow. Depending what numbers you look at, let's just say 30 centimeters, so 12 inches of snow. Before that, it was very warm, so the snow that came down instantly iced up on the roads. It's an absolute skating rink out there. And then you dump a foot of snow over top. Not much to see on the map here because we're on this tiny little spit of land. I think it's a really long bridge, and there might be a bit of land built up on either side. I can't really tell by the details here. Hey, here's a little character I know, Andy Up. Always good to chat with Andy. I just saw, it looks like, I thought I saw Chris CGF Andel there for a second. There's Carol Susik. Let's get out of here because it's not really showing a lot. So this is pretty much flat. And just looking at the profile on the bottom, I think this is a straight out and back course. Like if you look at the profile right in the middle, it looks like it's a mirror image on each side when I'm looking at the middle of the screen. Like it's 50-50. And if you look at the little split in the middle, you can see we're going downhill, almost going green, straight up the other side. Those virtually mirror each other. So tells me we're going to be doing a big U-turn at the end. Yeah, so anyways, folks, too, I think I mentioned last week, I did have my surgery. I hate to call it surgery. I was at the dentist. Technically oral surgery. Had a bone graft done. A huge one. Apparently. Took over 3 hours. So that would have been last Monday. So what are we talking? 10, 11 days ago now? Did okay at first. Survived the weekend. I was really tired on the weekend. Like I slept 15 hours straight one day. Like from noon till 3 in the morning. Just couldn't keep my eyes awake. Whatever mix of drugs I was on just didn't sit well with me. Let's just bounce around a bit here, folks. Oh, here's someone I want to follow to. Here's Sylvia. Sylvia, always strong. They had a great... so a few of the riders here actually joined the Gem City ICC Team Time Trial. They put in a really late entry. I think there's only 4 of them, so I'm not really sure. I think they had a really, really good time. And also, I just want to say, too, it was so awesome seeing an official Muckers team there. So that would have been last Friday. Yeah, that's what's crazy. So that was last Friday. I've lost all track of time. That was last Friday. I have a schwack of videos sitting on my capture card that I need to do something with. I just haven't had any energy to do it or any time to do it. So it's coming. I just don't know when, folks. It's been a struggle here the last few days. So, like I said, I had that surgery on the Monday. Yeah, whatever. I don't really feel a lot of mouth pain. But yeah, my jaw was exposed to the world. I now have cadaver bone in my jaw. It's all been stitched up. The weekend I got really tired. I managed to do the team time trial, believe it or not. Leveled afterwards, like probably everyone was, because I know how hard everyone works on those things. And let's just bounce back here. We got Bat Builder here, Boogie Bill. I thought I just saw Regina for a second there. There's Ratim, Tom Larigier, Hal Air, Mako, good old Mako. See him a lot now. We're trying to get back, folks, but things are changing so quick here. Then, I actually went to an interview on Monday, which went really well. So I'm, they're doing the reference check thing now. So that's pretty exciting for me. I also started a little fun gig at, believe it or not, a little local bike shop that carries awesome bikes. Let me see if I can get them all right in my brain here. Pinarello, Factor, Cervelo, BMC, Specialized S-Works. Like for road, it's really good stuff. And man, I love the Look stuff. He's got 2 there. Yeah, he's got the Look 795. It looks like their aero bike. Yeah, that's that. Oh, maybe the TT bike is a Factor. Anyway, I think it's called a Hanzo. Maybe that is a Look. Nah, I think it's a Factor. Yeah, just deadly fast. Looks crazy. The Pinarello as well. What can you say, right? Pinarello. So I've been doing that for a couple days, and I was actually in there yesterday, and on the way home driving in that horrendous weather, barely being able to keep my car on the road, I knew my face was completely swelling up again. So I've done all of my meds. I've done all my drugs I was supposed to do to get through it, and It looks like I have like a post-op infection. So, yeah, my face is completely blown up. My wife took one look at me. I said, "Is my face?" And she's, "Oh my, yeah, your face is wrecked right now." So the dentist, who my wife's known over 20 years, who I know very well, who I'm on first names basis with. I don't call him Doctor So and So. I call him Rich. He says, "You need these meds tonight," but there's no way I'm driving half an hour into town in that weather again in the dark. When we can barely keep our cars on the road with the weather here. So I finally got my meds around 10 o'clock this morning, so I've hit them pretty hard. And it's a new drug, so I don't know how it's going to affect me. But now I just need to rest. So hate to say it, but I started at the bike shop and I was there 2 days and now I'm off. Anyways, long story. I guess what I'm trying to get to, it's kind of hard to talk right now. The one side of my mouth is pretty swollen. Like my whole cheek and jaw is like hanging down kind of. It's pretty gross. But I'm here for you. Inside Cycling World is always here for all your race coverage. We're on Hinsbergen right now. We've covered currently 8 kilometers at this point, and just looking back there, I think we've lost riders already. I think some of the people that got tailed off the back are like, no way, that's a long ways to go by myself. So we did have 80, and take a look at this, folks. We've lost 6-7 riders anyways, off the back here. These all look like new names, so that's probably part of it. These people probably just jumped into a race that had the most people in it, and were like, whoa, this is so fast, I don't think I can do this, and just stepped away. But we do have guest 825 here at the back, solo rider, and having said that, guest just dropped out. That's a disconnect there. So let's start from the back. We got ATDN here, Andresano, J. Aguilera, seen this rider before. Got another guest right here. Oh, nice bunch here. We got guest, hey ho, Linda. And I'm looking at this name right here right now. I'm going to take a good guess at this. Linda RYQC. I know there's a Rouvy Quebec team, and I'm guessing that RYQC is Rouvy Quebec. That's my guess here. I've always wanted to try to ride with them. In fact, I think I tried to join one of the races one time. It was password protected. But going to say hi to them anyways. We got 5 riders all trucking along here together. And again, if you take a look at the map again, folks, you can see this massive bridge we're on. Or I guess it's a bridge above a piece of land they probably built up. Hard to tell from here. Andresano, here's MNH Rouvy. Not sure what that stands for. Here's Nikon and Think. I did see a rider just ahead. I saw the DKN 90 rider. We focused on DKN last week, and wasn't it a rider, Coffee something or other? And I said they were sworn enemies and they were dueling to the death, and then they became friends on the road and helped each other to the finish. Who's this here? Arno G. KMO Cycling. Ken Jensen. Here's Phil, SCRT. Participated in the Gem City Time Trial. Lyndon 65. Yes, someone just gave me some information about Lyndon. Ooh, I want to say Lyndon's maybe Canadian. Don't test me too much on the memory today, folks. You got to give me a little bit of leeway, a little bit of pain going on, but I'm always here. I think someone told me that Lyndon might be Canadian, or that's my recollection of it. We've got Kolofsky here, Dolph Wader, and here's Mucker. So let's see this group here. Look like they're all riding together here. Nice upper 2 to probably low 3 watts per kilo through here. Here's Robin Aggie at the front, almost 4 watts a kilo, followed by Grupedo, just over 3. And you can see the riders further back, the savings they're getting, like 2.5, 2.6 watts per kilo back there. Whereas at the front, I went one too far there, I believe. Yeah, Robin Aggie here. Okay, so what's going on here? Yeah, 3.3, 3.4. The riders behind are saving like, 0.8 watt per kilo. It's pretty considerable. Jumping further ahead, we've got Ratim here. And special shout out to, I'm not on him yet. Let me get on him. Squalo dell'Alpi, the shark of the Alps. Yes, you heard it right. The Shark of the Alps is here. I love it. I should have looked up the name already to see what that translated to. So obviously, the Shark of the Alps is from Italy, lives in northern Italy, right up in the Alps there. Probably just exposed to some of the greatest bike climbs in the world. I'm so envious. Envious is the word. I was going to say jealous, but no, I'm envious. Green with envy for Squalo dell'Alpi, the Shark of the North, and the Shark of the Alps. I guess they are in the north, so I'm probably going to mix that up all the time now. But it's so cool to have these nicknames. So if anyone else has a cool nickname, just let me know. It's always fun to throw those things in. Another rider I'm familiar with. I see this rider all the time. Don't know anything about them. Doc PS. Here's A Wool. I think it was Roger. I keep Allison, Andrea. It's one of those two. Good to see you again. Look at this. A Wool, though, sticking right close to Regina. Battle of the ladies here. So we've got Regina here. A Wool is not that far behind. They got to stay close to each other. Boogie Bill. Hal Air. And Sylvia's right here, too. So the ladies are all really close today. I'm going to have to take a bit here to figure out who's where. So Sylvia's in 20th. And then I think we're just going to back up a little bit. Okay, folks, I'm just going to have to get this figured out here as it happens. But let's pop to the front and see where the big watts are being laid down right now. Heading right to the front. Here we go. Bear Remy, 6 watts a kilo. Now, there are little gradients here. Very false flatty. You can see them, just tiny little kickers all along the way. That might be the launching points for people. In fact, just before the halfway point, there might be a nice place to launch, because it's kind of like up all the way, and then on the way back, it's more downhill on the way back. You can see at the halfway point, it just mirrors itself. You could be able to get away on that last kick and use that first downhill to kind of speed away a little bit, get that little bit of a break. Ooh, that mouth is sore. Sorry, folks. A little bit of a struggle here. So at the front here, Tony Stadler. Yeah, so I had names confused in the past. So I think Tony said, is this Tour 68? I think this is Tour 68. The numbers and the performance totally make sense to me, because when I first started doing some of these videos, Tour 68 was always at the very front. Currently in 20th place. There's a ton of riders at the front here. Like, it's a big group. You can see them all here. I mean, I'm going to flick right to the front. That's first place. We're going back. That's 20th place. Wow, this is incredible. So it looks like we have 23 riders in the front group still. 13 kilometers in. That's what the draft's doing here. So we've got a lot of the names we expect up here. I always call them the big hitters. The Gil Mattiaus, the Bear Remys, Carol Susiks, Hensbergens. I don't see Tuden today. Don't see Tuden yet. Mignana Gur's here. Spin Jedi. Breers 33 is doing awesome, hanging right here at the front. Sylvia's up here too. So racing has changed a lot. Niels Brenham's here. Expect to see him here. Keith is here as well. This is like out of Keith's element, these flats, but Keith's a super strong rider. Give him some hills, and yeah, he's very strong. Rocket Roy's here. Stefan Schmidt. So a lot of these names are the names we know. I saw a couple that aren't that familiar to me. I think Spin Jedi has just been showing up for the last couple of the Muckers, I believe. This Pontiac here, I'm just going to say in Pontiac, it's with a K instead of the C, but let's just call him Pontiac. Rider I don't think I've seen in this front group before. Hensbergen, yeah, definitely up here. Grosjean's here. So what you want to do is you want to do a rocket start now, 10, 11, 12 watts per kilo. Get into that front group that's going to push at 6 watts per kilo all the way. And with the way the drafting's working, you can probably ride at 4 behind them. Now, having said that, riding at 4 watts per kilo in someone's draft is no easy task. You're basically going to level yourself the whole way. Okay, so we're coming up to some of these little bumps now. And you see here we're like 1 to 2% kicks. This is where some damage might be done. Now, I think it's going to happen a bit later on. Like if you look at the profile on the bottom of the screen, let's say, okay, halfway, what are we talking? This is 45K, so 22 and a half, maybe around kilometer 20, you can see there's actually a good little kick there. It flattens and it kicks again, then into a downhill with a kick coming up the other side at the halfway point. I think something might go down there. That's my guess. Okay, so we got that big front group of 23 riders. Bouncing back here, let's see who's in. It should be 24th place if things have held up the way I thought they were. So Sylvia's in 23rd. Yeah, then we go back to, looks like Bano here in 24th place, leading out Peta Stancic. Jumping back a further 170 meters to Mako and Oni D. See this rider all the time. Bat Builder's right there. Tom Larigier's there as well. This looks like a pretty good sized group here too. Yeah, here we go. Couple in the Muckers jerseys. 3 in the Muckers jerseys. Okay, Boogie Bill's here. Doc PS. Shark of the Alps. Squalo del LP. I just love knowing that name now. Superman 8. That looks like a new rider to me. Yep, right here. Superman 8. Riding really strong. Looks like a bit heavier of a rider, but no disrespect. That's me too. This rider looks like in excess of 90 kilos, maybe even 95 kilos. So big powerhouse. Could even be 100 kilos. So walking around, big. 100 kilos, folks, it's about 220 pounds. So yeah, can push some big power. Let's see how they hold up here on these flats. Should be their territory. Bouncing back to Boogie Bill. Let's take a look at some of the riders at the back and give them a little cheer on here. We got Bujin back here, I've never seen before. And hey, just luckily, coincidentally there, I just clicked on it. This is the last. Oh no, we got a few more. Here's another new rider to me, ESPHB 300. Level 35 rider. So not brand new, but pretty new. New to the Muckers events, that's for sure. I think past that, we got no one left. But so let's keep an eye on this rider. Let's get some encouraging words. So yeah, you can see the guest riders here. They're level 1s. And I don't know. I guess if you're a guest rider, I mean, where would that be? Would that be like someone trying out a bike at a bike shop? Or maybe you can do like a trial? Because I think Rouvy used to have like a 2-week trial. I think it's down to a 1-week trial now, and maybe you don't have to enter all your credentials in. I'm not sure. This is pure speculation on my part. So maybe you can just enter as a guest, or maybe if it's someone that's got like a family account or a duo account, maybe a guest can just jump in. So you're at your buddy's house, you tell him how great you are at sports, and he looks at you sideways and goes, "Oh, really? Let's see." Puts you on his bike, and you enter the pain zone. Because being good at one sport is not the same as being good at another. And yeah, cycling, we all say it, it's all about suffering. You got to get into that zone and stay there and just learn how to hold in the pain zone a little bit longer. We're going to bounce up to Linda here because I know she's probably from the Rouvy Quebec team. So this is really cool to see. And Linda, if you ever see this, I really hope you invite some more Rouvy Quebec riders over. Get into these Muckers races, and if you could, it'd be even better to see you at the Team GRC races on Sundays. Super short events, designed to be your ultimate one-stop for like an all-out VO2 Max effort. Some of them are slightly longer, but you know, I guess you could say for most people, they're going to be a 20 to 30 minute effort of like almost all out, everything you got. Empty the tank, you know, strap in, buckle up, gonna be a banger type ride. When you get off the bike, don't be expected to do anything else at home because you won't be able to. That's how hard we want you to go. There's lots of other groups out there. There's lots of other group rides and events where you can do your longer, slower stuff, or maybe your less intense efforts, but this is your 1 day per week you need to do it. It's on a Sunday. Let's do it. We're going to bounce up the field here a little bit. There's Kolofsky again. Stelvio bound. Yep. All the regulars are here. M. Fink. Here's Mick. Look at these muckers all lined up with Grupedo on the far left. Looks like everyone's going to probably be working good here. Dolph. Yep, Dolph's here as well. Who's coming up here from behind? Looks like it's... the mucker's coming up through the field. Going to take his turn at the front. Don't let him slack at the back too much, folks. Oh, they cracked the whip. They said, get up there, Neil. Take your turn. I like it. K.O. Hansen up the road. They're doing a little bit of a solo ride today. Regina L. is with OG. Okay, so Regina's in 44, so now we got to figure out where Sylvia is. I think Sylvia's in the top 23, so she's got herself in that group to get away from the other ladies. Shark of the Alps is just chasing after Ratimir, coming up to one of those first kicks. In fact, I'm getting back to the front because I think something might have happened here. No, not yet. They're all eyeballing each other here. A lot of nervous riders here. As we get to these ramps, Quick Nick 80, Chorus, Keith Old Git, M40. M40 was at the team time trial as well, in the Muckers team. So it was Tuden, Grosjean, M4B. I'm automatically going to apologize because I can't remember the other two right now, but their names I say every week here. Maybe I'll remember them soon. If you see the video later, please say something in the comments, and you can scream at me a little bit because I don't mind. Yeah, I forget all of it. If I would have made the video, I would have been talking about you already, and I wouldn't have been forgetting these names. But it was 5 of the Muckers for sure. Solid riders. The fastest team overall, by the way. Let's just put that out there. The fastest team at the team time trial was the Muckers team. 100% Muckers riders. They just had a pretty harsh handicap against them because of their... I think the handicap is based something off of your FTP. So the higher your average FTP, the more of a handicap you're going to face. Okay, so we're moving up here. Keith Old Git. Here's Andy again. Andy looking really good in 16th place. See here, Andy, you can say, yeah, he's just drafting. He's following wheels. But yeah, he's pushing out 4 watts per kilo there. Now he's nicely in the draft. Going to be able to ease off a little bit. It's going to totally change the racing. It's going to be less of a slow grind to get to the front and people just ride away. You're going to have people with you all the way now that it's your job to drop them. And if you can't drop them, well, I don't know what to say. Like, you see a lot of times in bike races where a sprinter will hang on. Look at Gil taking off here. Gil's taking off exactly where I thought it would go down. It's at this first little kick up here, trying to get away. 10... Oh my, Breers is doing almost 10 watts per kilo there. Great job. But look at Gil here. On this 5% stuff, this is exactly where I thought it would go down. You got a little kick here, 5%. It's going to level off, kick up again. Not as steep though, maybe 2%, maybe 3% at this back part. And then he's going to bomb downhill. And then probably jump into another 5% stuff. Might be enough just to smash the entire field to pieces. I think that's what's going down right now. So the only riders that were able to hang with Gil, L. Rowland, Hinsbergen's there too. So things are going to consolidate again now. There's going to be some damage to some of these riders. Legs are probably exploding. Lungs are blowing out. Heart rates are probably jacked through the roof. Breers is here. Breers 33 back on. So how many riders got shelled out the back there? So it looks like we got 10 riders in the front group, and then we're 10 minutes back to Tony Stadler. But I mean, they can see each other. It's so close. So they're going to come back. 11th, 12th will come back. Further 7-8 meters back to Quick Nick, who's going to get on. Grosjean is just clawing his way back on now. He's entered the safety of the draft. Probably pretty happy at this point. I'm back. I can see Andy's back as well. But I said it, folks. We had 23 riders. That attack by Gil blew, looks like 6 or 7 riders out the back. Maybe 8 or 9, actually. We had 23 riders at the front. And you can see what's happened here. With that attack, yeah, we've got some riders blowing out the back of the main front group. So it looks like some riders in the back are starting to catch up now because we got like Yeah, I'm seeing 25 here. So Sylvia was in 23rd before, and there was a big gap, a couple hundred meters. Now some of those riders are coming back up to the front. So let's see what happens up here. So you can see here again, here we're in that 2 to 3% stuff. And look, these riders are not messing around. Gil Matteo pushing 9 watts per kilo, going again over 9 watts per kilo here. Who's going to be able to hang on now? So a lot of those riders at the front that were like 15th, 16th, they're all right here. You just don't see them on screen right now because just seconds ago, Tony here was back in 16th place. Looks like he's about the only rider that's able to hang on to Gil. L. Rowland's there though as well. So now we could be down to 4 riders here. There's a gap. There's a bit of a gap. They've all got to get back on them. We're going to bomb downhill, and there's going to be another huge attack up that hill on the other side. This is when you need to do the damage. There's no point waiting to the end because the drafting is so good now. When you get in there, you're going to save like 40% of your power. So some of those riders from behind are going to come back on this little bit of a downhill. Let's see who just destroys the field here going up this kick. Here we go. 5.5%, 6%. And we're off to the races here. Gil Matteo, almost 9 watts per kilo. Bear Remy, 8 watts per kilo. Everyone's going. It looks like we've got about 10 riders consolidated back at the front again. Yeah, a good 10 riders, and there's a 20-meter gap back to Grosjean. Grosjean's just hanging on. He can see them right now. Digging in deep, clawing his way back on. He needs to limit the damage here and just get over the top of this bridge. So like these hills are on, they're bridges. That's what we're doing right now. Little ramps going up into the, this terrain here looks pretty rugged, the little hillsides. So Grosjean's got his eyes set on Mignanagur, and hopefully they can work together. You can see at the front here, riders are 100 and something meters up the road already. So there, they've done the climb, and now they're going to start using these little downhill sections. Start working their way back down. And again, I said this might be an out and back, but I didn't see the out and back section. I missed all that. Probably too busy losing my mind watching the 9 to 10 watt per kilo push from Matteo there. Breer's 33 right here. So let's take a look at the map. It is an out and back. So you can see riders. Take a look at, okay, I'm glad I did that. So you can see right here that riders are going in 2 directions, telling you it's an out and back. So Breer's 33 is in 4th overall. Just say first, because that group where you see on screen now where it says Breer's 33, that is the lead group. And there's at least 10 riders. Oh, well, not anymore. Now it looks like there's only maybe 5 or 6 riders at the front. And then gaps of like 10 and 20 meters. We do have a bit of a downhill section coming. So the downhill section they're going to be on right now is the mirror image of where Gil attacked on the way up. In fact, let's get back to this because I see him going hard again right now. Take a look at this. Almost 9 watts per kilo, taking a launch over the top of this little bit of a ramp here into the downhill. Trying to break the peloton apart even more. He's trying to get rid of some of these people. Quick Nick Nadies here, Carol Susik, Bear Remy. So we got basically 5 at the front. With Gil Matteo just a tiny bit off the front. But just doing most of the work right now, and everyone's going to sit on his wheel. So Gil's going to let off. Looks like Bear Remy might be putting a bit of a dig in here. At least the graphics showing that. So they're all back to it. So we got 5 at the front. 5 super strong riders at the front here. We back up 123 meters. Tony Stadler's here. Further 40 meters back, we got Hinsberg and Stefan Schmidt. These 3 need to group up and form a little 3-rider team. A couple hundred meters back from that, we got Niels Brenham. These riders would all be able to see each other at this point. The avatar is just not drawing. And then we got L. Rowland 24 meters back. Let's have a little peek here. So you can see going now. So you can see here riders coming back the other way. So we're on the homebound chute, and those are people that are still on their way on the outbound. I wonder if I can see who that is. If I can figure that out for you. But let's just jump back here and keep it on this front part. So at this point here, I think these 5 will stay together. I mean, having said that, There's a couple kicks here that I think, yeah, someone's going to attack on these kicks. Breers here is getting really racy. So Breers to me looks about a 62 kilogram rider. Yeah, I mean, pushing some really nice power here. There was 7 watts per kilo there for a little bit, getting to the front. Might have just been dropping some power to get up there. But take a look at this. Quick Nicks decided to go too. 7.5 watts per kilo, 8 watts per kilo. Attacking these little bumps. Hoping just to hurt someone a little bit. All of a sudden, Quick Nick has 20 meters. But looks like he's really backed off. He's under, yeah, he's pushing like 1 watt per kilo now. Realize he's a little bit too far from by himself and probably wants these riders with him. That's my guess here. Maybe just stomped on the pedals a little too hard there and ended up getting ahead of everyone. But yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with. Okay, Nick's back here now. Ooh. So it showed Nick there for a second doing like no power, 0 watts per kilo, and now all of a sudden doing 12 watts per kilo. Probably trying to get back on. I don't know if they disconnected there quickly. I noticed that their cadence, okay, he's back now. I think he might have been having some connection issues there. Struggling to get back on, but he's right there. Draft is there. So you take a look at this. Yeah, power dropped again there. Now, I don't think that's got anything to do with my internet. Everyone else looks really good. Okay, so yeah, Breers 33, Gil Matteo, Bear Remy, Kirill Suzik, Quick Nick. Now, Tony Sadler, Stefan Schmidt are together. Hensbergen riding solo with Niels Burnham, 70 meters back, a further 70 meters. We've got L. Rowland. Yeah, it'd be nice if these three could get together. Rocket Roy's right there. Mignana Gurr, Grosjean, Bruno Koss is with Spin Jedi, and Andy Up. Andy Up's there as well. Keith Olgit. It's about 250 meters behind, but he's got Chorus M4B with him. Strong riders. Tranberg. Jack Schultz. This could be a new name to me, folks. Here's Pontiac. That was the another new name I mentioned earlier. Sylvia is still in 25th position. Great job. So Sylvia was in that main group at first, but I mean, some people say, oh, the drafting is too much. You still have to hold on because you got to realize those riders at the front, they're going to ride 6 watts per kilo in races like this. That doesn't mean you get a free ride. You're not going to be coasting at 2 watts per kilo behind them. You're still going to be probably doing 4 watts per kilo, which probably eliminates 90% of the field right there for anyone that can ride about 4 watts per kilo. Boogie Bill. Here, let's go map again. So yeah, this is all... Yeah, so everyone's on the homebound stretch now. There will be some riders still out here, still heading out. Jay Aguilera, Andresano, ATDN. So I got to think like riders like this here, that rider there, that's probably like the lead group. It's kind of confusing, especially for my brain right now. We got Stelvio bound. Max 1964, new name. Very new name to me. Dolph Wader. DKN90. And Linda from Rouvy, Quebec. I'm just going to keep saying it. It's got to be Rouvy, Quebec. Let's get back to the front. There's a couple of kickers here. Yep, all 5 are still together. Is anyone going to try to do anything here? The kicker's coming up right now. This is almost the last kicker. The next one's just not even half of what this one is. Let's keep a good eye here. Breers is pushing at 7. Bear Remy at 6. Now Bear Remy's going in over 8 watts per kilo here. Using this hill to their advantage. Can they put any damage in? Carroll's holding on, 7, 8 watts per kilo. Gil Matteo's right there as well. I think they're all going to stick together on this one. This one's not going to do anything to anyone. Outside of hurt them all with that little bit of attack. Hopefully no one dug too deep there and, as they like to say, burned too many matches and finds themselves shelled out the back right away. Okay, all 5 are together. 5 super strong riders here. Back to Tony Stadler with Stefan. They're about 280 meters back. Let's just pick a random group here. Oh, back to DKN. Jimmy A. Folks, I've been chatting now for coming up on 39 minutes, and this is the first time we've seen Jimmy. This amazes me every time. And in fact, here, take a look at this. John Nata, Janata. How about that? Yeah, Janata. That's how we're saying it, Janata. Kind of like Danata. We got Janata here. First time I've seen them. And again, I don't know why I keep doing this to myself. Rivers Mofetta 15. In the Halloween costume, the skeleton suit as I like to call it. So 3 riders out of the blue that I've never seen before. Level 21, level 26, and level 30. Yeah, Rivers is riding nice here. 70 kilogram rider, just riding over 3 watts per kilo with Stelvio Bound just up ahead. No Con, Linden, Arno G, Grupedo. Oh, we got a nice group here. This is the main Mucker. Mucker 1974. Neil, he is here with his group. Kyle's right nearby. Mix here. Robin Aggie, Grupedo, Ken Jensen. On the homeward bound stretch. Is that where we're at? Yeah, that's where we are. So they got a couple little bumps still to do. Let's get on. Yeah. So they're at, they're just coming up on 27 kilometers now. And if we head back to the front, let's get right back to the front. There's Tom Larigier with Sylvia, Tranberg. Yeah, look at the push here. Pushing like upwards of 6 watts per kilo on these little hills. Flying along 36, 37 kilometers an hour. Okay, get to the front. Still got our 5. The 5 up front. The front 5, we'll call them. Yeah. So we got front 5. Just going to take a little bit of a pause here. I need to have a sip of water. My mouth is absolutely killing me. Okay, folks, no worries. We all like suffering, right? Suffer for the cause of racing on Rouvy. Hey, here's something to talk about. Earlier on, I talked about the 1-week trials, you know, these guest riders, how do they show up? I thought it was a trial, who knows? I think when I started on Rouvy way back when, it was a 2-week trial. I think it's down to a 1-week trial now, I think. Not something I really look into, so I don't really know the details, so don't quote me on any of that. However, I got something here for you from Inside Cycling World. Very shortly, probably after this video, it'll probably be at the top, I've done a little tag team with Rouvy, and the reason I said that was I was thinking about wrestling for some reason in my head there. So you tag team in, right? You tag each other. I will have a 1-month code for trial subscriptions. So if you got buddies, friends, anyone that wants to try out Rouvy for a month, there will be a code. I got the code this morning, so thank you, Rouvy. I know lots of people watch the videos, but they don't even ride Rouvy yet. They're probably riding on other platforms. We know there's a bunch out there. For me, and I think a lot of people, that once you try Rouvy, there's no going back. The videos... You know what first attracted me to Rouvy, I think? It was getting to ride in all those different places around the world. So what really appealed to me at first was, yeah, I like the video. I wanted to do all the cool climbs. Also, way back when, some of those Strava segments were included. And you know, it's something I don't even really look at anymore. But I wanted to have all my Strava segments, like say, yeah, hey, I've got a pass of Alpe d'Huez, or I've got a pass over VO2. Now, I think that might have changed now because it's got all the Strava Live segments now. So now it's all officially linked together. So when you do a route, there's no Strava Live segments on this one. But another thing I really like using Rouvy for was that if you use, Stats Hunters, if you look that up, is that what it's called? Strava Stats Hunters or just Stats Hunters? That's the one that shows you like every little bit of road you've been on everywhere in the world. And so if I was to do this ride today, after I upload it, I would see that little red line in Korea. I imagine we're right. This is Seoul. I imagine because Seoul's gigantic. We're somewhere in the outskirts of Seoul, Korea. I just had one of those things where, you know, when you say a word and you think it's the wrong word and you have to question yourself. I was thinking about soul. Is that a real word? Yeah, it is. So that little red line would show up in Stats Hunter. So then you can zoom out and go, I've driven that road. I've been on that road. I've been on that road. I really like that. And Rouvy allows me to do that because I can ride on so many more routes. I'm not trapped in a little self-contained world, or a world that's kind of real but kind of not. Kind of got some real world places. Some places that are 100% the same, but you're still not really riding there because it's only a portion of it and it's all jammed together. So yeah, there will be a 1-month trial code. So if you got friends who want to try it out, please recommend it to them. Please tell them to come look at the channel, and the code will be at the top. I'm probably going to just stash it somewhere at the top of the page. I'll make sure it's visible. I think it's my name, so it's just going to be like Colin. I think it was like an M and a 1, I believe, but don't just find it. I'll put it in there for sure. So yeah, I think a month is plenty of time to find out how awesome Rouvy is. So get all your friends to jump in. Even if spring riding and summer riding is coming, like last weekend, I could have ridden my bike outside. It was almost 20 degrees Celsius here. So American friends, I don't know, that's probably like in the 60s, high 60s. Spring's here, the sun is so strong, you could have got a sunburn last weekend outside. And now we got 1.5 feet snow on the ground. And from the looks of it, it's going to melt very slowly. Don't worry, we're not freezing. It's only about -15 at night, maybe -7 through the day, so it's pretty, for winter, it's kind of mild, right? It's not that bad. And that's Celsius. So, yeah, that snow is going to be around forever now. And all that ice that's underneath, it's going to be there even longer. So it looks like this year spring is not until middle of May, late May. You know, where I live, we're kind of higher up here. So for gardening, who would have thought we'd be talking about gardening tips? The rule around here where I live, I'm outside of Calgary, Alberta, Canada, is you do not plant your garden until after May long weekend. I should know what May long weekend is. There's a name for it. But like probably a lot of places, we just call it May long. Then there's an August long. And that one has a name too, but I don't know what it is. It's like, I think it's the Queen's birthday or something like that. One's a civic holiday for this or whatever. One's like a Labor Day. So basically we have like a May long. Then we have a July long, which is our Canada Day. Just so you know, Canada Day is July 1st. Very close to our American friends to the south on July 4th. So that's our big day here, Canada Day, July 1st. And then you get your August long. So anyways, you do not plant a garden here until after May long weekend, which is like the 3rd week in May. Because where we live, you could have frost up until about that point. So you do all this gardening and you go out the next morning and it's all gone. It's all withered away to nothing. I was telling someone I just know recently, because I guess we've had a very mild winter. And for me, that doesn't stress me out. I've seen a lot of different winters. Yeah, this winter was a bit warmer and a bit drier than normal. But, you know, when I think back, I'm kind of like a weather nerd. When I used to do my old hobby, my dog sled racing, hey, I should post some pictures. I'm going to post some pictures on the channel one day. I'll show you what it's all about. I did that for 20 years. I raced across Western Canada. I raced distance dogs, and at the end I raced sprint dogs. No, I didn't do the Iditarod, but I've been to it. I went up with a friend one year. I've been up to Alaska a few times. Getting sidetracked. Oh yeah, so I just think back to all my winters, like 20 plus years of where all I thought about was snow. We need snow. We need snow. The weather's too warm. The weather's too warm. Man, I won't be able to train on my sled. I'm going to have to train with my quad and run my dogs down the gravel roads. That was pretty much every winter. In fact, check this out. The whole time I ran dogs from 1997 till 2018, I never stepped on a sled until January. That's just how dry it is here. It's always dry. There's never enough snow. until January, maybe February, and then it starts getting warm again, and then winter's over. So we do need this snow. Like, it's been pretty dry, but you know, I've seen this kind of thing before. I'm not like freaking out like the world's ending or anything like that. But yeah, when you get this kind of snow, it kind of really ruins your spring because you think, oh, I'm going to start cleaning up the yard. No, everything that's out there is buried again now. And I was telling my daughter this morning that one time, must have been about 20 years ago, early 2000s, uh, late May, we had a snowstorm that dropped like, I think it was like 44 or 47 centimeters of snow in Calgary. So that's like 18 inches of snow, something like that. So you can imagine what that was like. Like the city just shuts down. Anyways, folks, yeah, you want rambles? There we go. So at the front, we got 5. A little stretched out here at the moment. High speed here. Look at this. Almost 50k an hour here. Quick, Nick. Get back on quick. Come on, Nick. Nick 80. Right back on. Probably pretty happy he's there right now. Backing up, we got Rocket Roy, Hinsbergen, Niels Burnham, Tony Statler. Oh, this is a nice group here. So there's a big amalgamation of those groups back there because we did have 5 at the front, remember? Yep, the Bear Remy, Carol, Breers, Quick Nick, and Gil Matteo. And then it was like 1s and 2s. So they've grouped up now. We got Niels Burnham, Tony. So it was Tony and I think Stefan were together. And then Rocket Roy and Mignana were further back. Well, Hinsbergen's there as well now. L. Rowland. So that's a nice little group there. Look at this group. Cruising along. Here's the leaders. They're not that far ahead. You know, it's 600 meters, but yeah, great job. These riders all getting back together. They're going to do a lot better that way than being strung out 1s and 2s. So that's a nice group. So 6th through 12th place are all together. L. Rowland just drifting a little bit off the back here. Yeah, he's changing music right now. And he's like, whoa, 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 whoa. I got to get back on. Yeah, don't pull a Colin off. Do not pull a Colin off. I know you're way better of a rider than that. Yeah, L. Rowland right back in there. Perfect job. Backing further. Another great group here. You know, this is going to be really good for sprint finishes. I think we're going to see a lot more like packs of people together. So, you know, you're getting tired, but you can hang on. Someone's doing 3 watts per kilo. You can only really do 2.5, but guess what? 2.5, if you're drafting him doing 3, you're going to hang in there. And then it's going to be a bit of a sprint battle at the end to see really who is the fastest at the end. I think we're going to see more of that now, like groups of 5, 6, 7, 8 riders, groups of 4 and 5 riders, all having their shot at a sprint. Instead of like, sometimes it would be a lot of 3 riders finish, single, 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 a couple riders finish, single, single, 3 or 4 riders. I think we're going to see more of this now. And maybe that's coming true. We got 5 at the front, and then we got a group of 7. So here's our front 5. Here's our group of 7. I hope they're all still there. I'm going to find out right away. Yep, they're all still there. And then we go back to Spin Jedi, Chorus, M4B, Keith, Grosjean, Andy Up, Bruno Koss, all together. So 13th through 19th, we've got 6 riders right there, all together. Jumping 500 meters back, we got Tranberg, Tom Larigier, Pontiac, Jack Schultz, Peta. Sylvia's there. Yeah, Sylvia's so strong. Yeah, great rider. She was at the team time trial, Gem City. They had a really good time. I know one team got disqualified only because they didn't ride with 5 riders, but they didn't do anything wrong, except that I think you had to have 5 riders. I think it was what the rule was. Again, folks, I apologize that I haven't done that video. And, you know, to be honest, I don't even like saying this out loud, but every day that goes on, there's probably less and less chance I'm going to do it. You know what? I'll start compressing the videos after this because there's like so many videos I got to compress and slice and dice and put them together. And but yeah, so that team time trial. So when we first did it, I think there was, I'm not sure. Yeah, I think we had 3 teams. I think we did Brazil. We did Brazil. We had a GRC plus team because we had one extra rider in there. We had 4 GRC riders and 1 rider that wasn't officially GRC, whatever that means. So we called it the GRC plus team. There was the Gem City team and one other team, I think, kind of like our trial run. And then we did a following run of it. I think we had 5 or 6 teams. And then I think the last one we just did, which I think was it Ortona? I think it was Ortona. I should know. Just brings up a little history point for me. Ortona in Italy, if that was the name of it, that was known as like Canada's version of Stalingrad during World War II. German forces were so dug in there, and it was the Canadians' job to take it out. And it was just like a place you didn't want to be. So it's Ortona, Ortona. I wish I knew more about it. One of my childhood friends, big Canadian military historian, would probably want to slap me upside the head right now for not knowing more about it, but since he's written papers and books on it, legitimate books. So popping back to the front here. Hey, and if you are interested in that kind of stuff, like cool. Okay, take a look at this, folks. Let's get back on the race here. Gil Matteo, 9 watts per kilo, trying to smash the other 4 riders apart. They're right there. So yeah, it may be a bit harder for riders to get away now. It's going to keep the packs closer together for that final sprint. Having said that, these riders are hanging on at like 6.7, 6.5 watts per kilo, holding on for dear life. Like, they must be just like on the edge of snapping. One of these attacks, the elastic will snap. Who's going to go next? Who's got something left? A series of attacks right now might let you get away. So Gil did his job. He smashed the 5 riders apart. If you could attack right now and hold it, you might be able to get away. We're only 3 kilometers from the finish, traveling at 43 kilometers an hour. However, if your attack doesn't work, you're straight out the back. You'd have to be at this point. You'd be so hurt. Looks like everyone's going to settle down here a little bit. We're just going to jump back a bit. See who's coming back in here. So we got Rocket Roy. Looks like all these riders are still together. A couple are falling off the back. Look, L Roland's just falling. He's coming back hard now, though. I swear, he's got to stop switching that music. Is it going to be Motley Crue or U2? What are we picking today, L Roland? What are we riding with? Oh, the Smiths. Okay, I got you. That's on my playlist too. It's good stuff. Maybe a little Justin Hawkins. Yeah, I love that guy. Perfect. I like to joke about that because it seems every time I reach for my music, I lose 3 spots. I'm like, whoa, and then I'm out of the draft. So just having a little bit of fun there. Hinsbergen here. Stepping up onto the pedals. Cranking hard. Okay, we're going to have some incredible finishes here today. And what I do like about this, here goes Gil again. No, just keeping everyone honest. He's riding at the front. Ooh. Yeah. Okay, this is going to go down, folks. This is going to give me a little bit of time to get back to those groups. So, we got these front 5, then we got a group of 7. Look at the profile on the bottom of the screen. The green dot, that's our front 5. Then just a little ways back, we got a group of 7. A little ways back in, another group of 7. Then we got a group of almost 14 riders. Another group of 4. Who's this for? Who's this going to be? This is Bat Builder. Matthias Hale. Okay, so I guess it's only 2 there, and then there's 2 more within a couple hundred meters. So some of those numbers are a little bit inflated. So like maybe this is not 14 riders here. I highly doubt it. Ratim, Doc, Squalid LP. They're all just close enough that they're kind of lumping them together. But let's get back here. Front 5. Front 5. We're at 59 minutes so far. And so these riders here are probably going to do the 47 kilometers, wherever it is, in just under an hour. It's going to be so close. Just over an hour, actually. So some of them are using this attack. They're attacking on that little bit of a ramp there, up over the top. So we're going to stay on Carroll. Got Bear Remy slipping to the back. Gill's allowing himself to get to the back for a draft, I think, now. We're going to wait for that last second attack. This group here, who knows? I know Gill has a huge sprint. Quick Nick. You never know, right? Could be Quick Nick. I've got a good feeling about Breers today. Yeah, putting my money on Breers. Here we go, folks. Watts are going down. And there we go. Breers kicking 12 watts per kilo here. This is awesome. Gill's the only one that can hang on here, pushing 11 watts per kilo. Bear Remy at 10. Quick Nick at 9. Kirill Suzik at 7.5. I would be dead on the side of the road right now. I'd be like just roadkill, maybe a burnt piece of tire. Oh, and we're still coming in. Breer slipping back. Bear Remy at the front. Quick Nick coming in. You know what? I think Quick Nick took that. Great sprint finish there. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to have to look at the stats at the finish there. We got another group coming in right away. This is so fun. 1 kilometer out. I think Quick Nick just got ahead of Bear Remy there at the last second. So the strongest sprint at the end there, definitely Breer's 33. Like I think I saw 12, 13 watts per kilo. Probably just went a tiny bit too soon. If the race would have ended a little bit shorter, had enough of a gap to stay away, but those other ones just kind of slowly reeled them in. That kick at 13 must have hurt so bad that it's, your legs start tying up on you. So here we go. What's going to happen here, folks? Got this group of riders here. Looks like we still got our 7 riders, I believe. Let's just, so Mignana's here as well. Okay, so we got 12th place through 11th place here. Rocket Roy, L. Rowland, Tony Stadler, Mignana. We are 400 meters to the finish. Who's going here? Rocket Roy's starting it out. Going out from a long ways out. Got a 5-6 meter. Here comes Hinbergen at 14 watts per kilo. Hinsbergen's flying by. Pulling up Niels Brenham, Stefan Schmidt. Everyone here is 10, 11 watts per kilo. I think he's going to hold it all the way. Wow, what a pull at the end there. Folks, I wish I could slow it down. Yeah, you know what? I probably could. Just do a lot more editing. Ooh, who's taking him? Grosjean's taking a flyer here. Getting ahead right away. Just getting himself positioned, it looks like. Just wanted to move past him. Andy Up's here. Spin Jedi. Bruno Koss. M4B. So what do we got here? We got 19th through 13th place here. Chorus is here. Bruno Koss. M4B. 500 meters out. Oh my. Chorus is going from a long ways out here, folks. At 500 meters out, Chorus jumps out at 8 watts per kilo. Are they going to try to hold it all the way? They got a 12, 13 meter gap back to Bruno. They're going to slowly try to start pulling them back. Chorus still pushing at close to 7 watts per kilo. Andy Up is flying up the outside here, 6 watts per kilo, leading the charge. Now kicking to 11 watts per kilo, and is going to come over Chorus's shoulder. Will he catch him? Yes, Andy. Great job. Wow, what a finish. No disrespect to Chorus there. Andy put in that little bit of extra there. So Chorus went from 500 meters out solo and tried to hold off the field. The only one that caught him at the end, as far as I could see, was Andy at the last second. And Andy had to do an extra double dig to pull him back in. Coming in now, we've got Sylvia here, Jack Schultz, Tom Larigier. Wow. So now, yeah, probably another 6-7 riders coming in here. Who's going to go? We're getting close. These riders aren't going as far out. Okay, here we go. Petta's going. Petta jumps out at close to 12 watts per kilo. Opens up 10 meters quickly. Tranberg's reacting at 11 watts per kilo. Jack Schultz is going as well. Looks like Petta's going to hold him off here. Here's Tranberg chasing. I think Petta's got this. Yep, they've got it. Jumping back to Sylvia here, 6 watts per kilo. Coming in with Tom, I believe, and Pontiac. Great stuff. Okay. Another group. Boogie Bill, Bono. Okay, no, sorry. Bono was ahead by themselves. Check out, they're all yellow. This must be the retro bike. Has to be. Wow, good job. Okay, so Bono was finishing solo, and then we got Anonymous. First time I've said their name today, but I know exactly who this is. Morton, here's another name. Morton Vingolson riding solo. Oh, just off the front of this group. Then we got Oni D, Mike Hagan, Mako, Boogie Bill. Wow, so many riders coming in so fast now. So here's Morton coming in. Sorry I didn't see you sooner, Morton. Great job. Oni D trailing right in behind it for 28th. Mike Hagan for 29th. Wow, Anonymous came across. Boogie Bill just came across. Mako just finished as well. We're going to have to back up a bit here, folks. So a big group of people just finished there together. Hard to catch all of them with how quick they crossed the finish line. So, yeah, you know, I say it all the time. We're now over an hour into this video, and here's a rider I haven't seen yet. How did I miss this rider? Who is WSW? Anyway, WSW is riding solo for 33rd place. Mateus Hale riding side-by-side with Bat Builder, 34th and 35th. 36, we've got Superman and A. Wool. Andrea? Allison? Andrea. I'm going to go with Andrea. I think that's my guess every time. I'll have to look back through my notes and see what that name was. I believe she's from the UK. We've got Doc PS. Here's the Shark of the Alps. Riding with Ratim and Doc. Looks like Doc is on the Trek Damani. Yeah, I like the color scheme on it a lot. I really like that. We got Hal Air. Yeah, so we got some. Oh no, Hal's with K. Johansson. Let's go back here for a second. They just finished. So that one rider that was riding on that retro bike. Now I know there's a retro bike. Which bike is it? They just brought out a couple new bikes, but it's like a team bike from like 1998 or something. I just got to say, great job for that rider for riding that bike, because I don't think its stats are rated very, very high. It's more of like just a really cool throwback bike, but I don't think it's very aero at all. And on this course, you want aero. So, really good ride. If you had a faster bike, you probably could have been a little bit further up in the field. You get a faster bike, folks, by riding lots on Rouvy and earning your gold coins, and then unlocking those bikes by purchasing them. So, here's Regina. Regina's in a really nice group here with Mick, Lyndon. Yeah, this would be a nice group to be in right here. Take a look at this here. This is a great group. Here's Mucker 1974 Neil. And then there's just a string of riders. Let's do a little map view here. Yeah, it's hard to see them. If I could zoom in, I could see them all. But I don't know, maybe there's 7, 8 riders are all helping together there to get through this. You know, it's kind of a long effort. It's fast, but if you can get in these drafts, it'll make it a lot easier for you. Not to say there's anything easier about this, especially a Muckers Thursday race. But great job, everyone. My mouth is just hanging in there. So I think I can get through this. I think, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to hang out till 50th place. That's what I'm going to do. Then I can do my little bit of tweaks. I can go do my stuff outside. I can lay down and rest and recover. Because like I said, I was helping someone out, doing a little bit of work for them at their shop. And it's really fun. Really cool bikes. Kind of feel like I'm letting them down right now, but my face is falling off. So I told them I didn't want to scare the kids away or the customers that come to the store. Ratim. Yep, giving a little kick now in a fight for this 39th place with the Shark right behind. Oh, the Shark's going to try to counter here. The Shark is in a perfect drafting position. Can he get over the top? Riding at about the same power. The Shark might just squeak by here. No, Ratim got that there. The Shark was probably within 30 centimeters, something like that. Another great group coming in here. Hal Air, K. Johansson, Regina L. M. Think. Yeah, this is that big group. This is the Kolofsky, Neil Group's here. Everyone's here. All the muckers going for the finish. Let's see how it goes down, folks. Looks like Lyndon's putting in a nice dig there. Lyndon, 6 watts per kilo, 7 watts per kilo here. Going hard at the end. K. Johansson just finishing ahead. Ken Jensen, 11 watts per kilo. Nice job. Lyndon coming in at 7. Mick Kolofsky at 7. Neil's doing a good kick here, 8 watts per kilo. Great job, folks. So, like, Neil there crossed the finish line, 7 watts per kilo. So probably, 7 to 8 watts a kilo for the last 10, 15 seconds there. Anyways, Robin Aggie coming in. So, folks, we've done our 50 riders. Robin will be coming in 53rd. I just want to point out again here. Here's Janata. Not John Nata. Janata. That's how I'm going to say it. Like a rider I didn't see all day. Saw them earlier, though. Anyway, I appreciate everyone watching. It's Colin from Inside Cycling World. Please support the channel. Like, share. Best thing you can do is share with your friends. Share with your friends. Hey man, there's a channel here. Send it to 10 of your friends. Check it out. If they like it, there's going to be a free trial code there for a full month of Rouvy, so they can really figure out what Rouvy's all about. I mean, if you just jumped on for a day or two, it may not be worth it. I think once you get in and experience the videos and all the cool climbs and all the places you can explore all around the world, I mean, this is the place to be. Anyway, folks, it's been a ring-a-ding-dong-dandy. If you know that, where that comes from, let me know in the comments. But it's been a ring-a-ding-dong-dandy, and I'll catch you again real soon. Thanks for watching.